Alan Wake 2 is a psychological survival horror game, and the player takes on the role of two different hero characters. The titular character, Alan Wake.
This story is a monster.
And a new character, Saga Anderson.
Glad you're on this case with me, Anderson.
Alan Wake 2 has many twos in it. Two narratives. We are exploring two worlds. It's not just Alan Wake this time.
We have this theme of duality and echoes in Alan Wake 2, so we needed a counterpoint, like another perspective in the game that was a play off of Alan's, as well as having a character located in the Pacific Northwest, so we could have both of those worlds present in the game and playable for the players.
Even when we are not playing him, there are a lot of things that tie the story to him, and there are other ways how he is present in those moments as well.
The character of Saga, she's an FBI agent and relative newcomer to the Bright Falls area. She is a really capable investigator. She is a mom. She's a teller of bad puns. What's not to love?
She's enthusiastic about her job. She really enjoys what she does, but I think her most defining quality for me is her kindness. She's a very empathetic person, and she brings that into her work, and it makes her a better detective and profiler. These two different professions that are similar but different. The artist is looking for inspiration, the detective's looking for answers. You can see the parallel there, but there's different approaches to those things.
We're obviously quite aware that the first game came out 13 years ago, so we wanted to make sure that we had a hero character who would bring the perspective of new players. We wanted to make sure that new players into the experience would be learning with her through the story.
We wanted to make absolutely sure that we find the right actor for the role, and we were looking for quite a while for Saga.
Hi, I'm Melanie Liebird, and I'm playing Saga Anderson in Alan Wake 2. This is my first time working in this medium and doing a game. It's just nice to learn something new. The voiceover part of it can be very intense when you get in the booth, but I've learned so much.
All of us have been working with Melanie, and because of the writing process being ongoing, there are always new ideas and writing it more and more specifically to her as a role.
I'm excited for the world to see Saga because I think she's a brilliant role model. And just to see a woman in this role, a woman of color being a protagonist in a game that we don't see that often, and just to have a lifestyle that she has, doing her best to balance work and a family, and I just think that's really relatable for a lot of people.
While, we wanted to create one cohesive experience, we wanted to give each kind of playable character and their world its own style and mood.
Something's not right!
In a setup for Saga's experience, she's investigating these ritualistic serial killings. When we were looking at, from a narrative and tone perspective, looking at things like True Detective, we actually have a lot of 90s references in terms of things like Seven.
The events that bring her to the Pacific Northwest are a series of murders, and they think there might be a serial killer somewhere lurking in the area.
Part of this experience taking place in Pacific Northwest is centered around our fictional small town of Bright Falls. This idyllic, slightly quirky small town that clearly then under the surface has shadows and darker things waiting and a mystery waiting.
In the first game, you didn't really get to explore the environments, but now you will be able to walk around the streets, discover the town a bit more, and revisit existing locations, like the diner, for example.
Quite a lot of research was done to prepare for this project. I spent several weeks reading research papers, gathering data on forest surveys, learning about key species of the area to properly do justice to the Pacific Northwest. The photogrammetry side of it means that we can actually scan trees on site ourselves. The trees that we're seeing in the game are literally the trees that are from this area in the Pacific Northwest.
Player will be going back to Cauldron Lake, which is obviously a key part of the story, be exploring all the forests that are around there, and because we kind of are more slightly open area based, so the player can freely explore, the player can kind of go back and revisit locations as part of their playthrough.
Saga Anderson, she's not just any FBI agent coming into this case. There are elements to this that very much tie to kind of who she really is and a journey, a mystery to be discovered there as well.
First things first. What's your name?
So So where has Alan Wake been these 13 years? He went missing at the end of the first game? That is the question.
We are outmanned, outgunned, but the enemy's strength blinds them. For we are an army of shadows. We strike when they least expect. And we will break them. Their tyranny ends now. We are in occupied France. And our mission is classified.
He was trying to lure us into the house. He kept saying, "Come here, mister, come here." Like that.
Every time we would go into one of those buildings, you never know what to expect.
Every day, guys knew the first guy through the door was probably going to die.
I'm next. It's only natural for me to be next. Like, I hope it's quick. Hope it's painless. You start to, like, plan your own death.
heroes of this dimension?
Your reputation precedes you. We haven't done anything heroic in years.
It all started on planet Bellum with Ratchet, a restless tinkerer, hungry for adventure.
Are we home?
And the rest is intergalactic history.
Is that a rift?
Just those stupid loudbaxes!
I've fought a long time to win our galaxy back.
Someone call for backup?
Your campaign of destruction, cruelty, and wanton snobbery is over! Ratchet!
Welcome, O master of us all. Password, please.
Why do I need a password? I'm the Emperor. How about I obliterate you instead? Ha 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 ha
ha! The wonders of modern technology. Making life easier for millions of people.
Turn around! Down!
What could possibly go wrong? Welcome to my death machine. Who do you think you are, insect? Do you think you can stand up to God? I will shape the earth in my image. I will evolve all living things. You will serve me well, hacker.
I can feel it. Your guilt. So thick it chokes the air. You want to know how you can escape from this place. But you can't. Any more than you can escape yourself. And the pain you carry. It fills you up. Like a sickness. A disease that you pass on to everyone you meet, everyone you love, even your children. Because no matter how hard, how fast, how far you run, your past will catch up with you.
Oh, what's going on, Fred? Hold up. Allow me to show you how it's done. Nice, but... Oh, yeah, that's gonna do. Watch and learn. What the? Get a room. You know that only counts as one.
Bump it up another level, like only you can do. Switch it up. Switch it up. Switch it up back. Switch it up back. Switch it up back. Switch it up. Switch it up back. Switch it up back. Switch it up back. Switch it up. Switch it up back. Switch it up back. Make it move. Go ahead. Switch it up. What you gonna do with the power? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with the power? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do? What you gonna do with the power? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with the power? You gon' go ahead. Switch it up. 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 Hello, hello, about to be a good time. Switch it up. Switch it up. Switch it up. Switch it up, like, switch it up, like, make it move, go ahead.
Chaos is spreading. Loki's evil invades all realms. He must be stopped.
Generals gather in their masses, just like witches set black magic.
Betrayal has made you stronger, Guardian.
No more war pigs have the power. Hand of God has struck the hour.
Your reality is mine, Guardian.
Exact your vengeance.
And unleash your wrath.
You think you know the whole story of the Ghostbusters. Well, you don't know my story. 1984. My research brought me to Columbia University, where I studied under the Ghostbusters. They dismissed my work, called it dangerous. But in San Francisco, I can show them, with its untapped cauldron of the undead. Where others saw fear, I saw subjects. How could I know my research would stir a dormant evil? The Ghost Lord. Alcatraz. Tortured souls, whose guilt I could drain and drain again. Their pain, the price of progress. My dear assistant Katie understands. Soon everyone will understand. Especially you, Ghostbusters, with your silly parlor tricks. You will see the progress I have made. Know the power I have harnessed. You will realize that I, Gustav Hookfather, am the genius who gave the world endless clean energy. The Ghost Lord is coming. What have I brought upon the world? The time of the Ghost Lord is here.